Hey, Robert, so there is inventory, there isn't inventory. There are supply of homes for sale, there aren't supplies of homes for sale, and there's a big group that's, I wouldn't say greedily holding on to their homes, but for good reason they're holding on to their homes. Do you know which group that is?
Seniors.
Give it away before the intro on this episode of Real Estate Chat with
Jonder Perez.
and Robert Eid blamed the seniors on the shortage of availability of homes for sale. Of course, I'm joking. Don't blame seniors, but there's a reason why seniors are
Some
not.
people have gray hair in this room
I'm
here.
starting, and one day I'll be there too. And someday, a young host of Real Estate Chat will be blaming me for keeping my house. But Robert, what's the idea of seniors holding on to their homes, and how is it affecting this market really?
Okay, well, when this first came up, we had these meetings with Craig Alexander, who was the bigwig with TD Economics, and because TD Remax has a deal with TD, and so they scratch our back and we scratch theirs. So I said to Craig, well, if you want to know why you're not having such an inventory of houses, because 85 is the new 65, and people are staying in their house longer. And I give an example of my mother, who she didn't leave her house at any 65 years old. My dad was still around, everything like that, but she stayed there until she was 90 years old because she just paid for somebody to shovel the lawn and do the grass and open up the irrigation system and to do the cleaning and do the laundry and everything. She just paid them to do that because her only other choice, which she eventually ended up doing when she sold the property, had this pile of dough, is pay $6,000 for a retirement home. Now that's an awful lot per month if you're used to getting by on paying, $1,000 covers all the utilities and all the everything because it's free and clear outright. So why are seniors not selling their property? Because it's in their best interest to keep it. They live there, they like it. They don't have people on all sides of them all over the place. They don't need shared meals in another way. So they're not being greedy at all. And if they want to sell the property and take half of it, give it to their sons and daughters, like we were talking about in a previous episode of passing on generational wealth before it's an estate, then they still have to live somewhere, so they have to buy somewhere for half the price, and they have to live too far away from the grandkids. So it just doesn't work.
Well,
So
it makes sense, but I mean, when you think about the costs of condominiums now, which the article that we're going to share in the description also says that, yeah, condominiums are an option, but they're not, like, seniors are not outright flocking to them either because of the comforts of home. But, if you pay somebody to cut your grass and you pay somebody to cut the lawn, equivalent of paying maintenance fees in a condo, and when you look at maybe there isn't much of a jump between the price of a condo now and the
okay,
price
no, I'm going to give my
of.
mother example again.
Yeah.
She had a 3-bedroom bungalow with a full basement full of her stuff. When she drove into her driveway, she drove into her driveway, she got out of the car and she went right in. She went out of the backyard, she went around the backyard. If she was going to live in a condominium, she would have 900 square feet. She would have no basement. She would have had to uproot all of her everything. What am I going to do with my pictures? Just if they're not ready to go, they're not ready to go. If they have functional use for the property, then they're not going to go anywhere else, because a condominium is for somebody who's busy, in a hurry, shut the door, go away. If you're home all the time, you don't care about vacation
Especially if you've owned your
benefits.
home and let's say you're a real estate chat viewer who has owned your home outright for the past 20, 30, 40 years, you've paid it off. Now you got to buy a 2-bedroom condo for how much and how
For the
many.
same money.
There you go. Right. So it's understandable. Now, I mean, we talked about housing supply crises and shortages and all of that sort of stuff. But if seniors are not selling in their home and they're staying in these homes and they become coveted homes because of the limited availability for them, you don't see developers. I look out my window, condos are going up here at North York, Bayview Village area. You don't see entire subdivisions now being built here, right, Robert? I mean, in Toronto,
Well, this is the
let's talk.
thing. Gentle intensification. It's now coming. You have to think about what you're going to see in 10 years. Every one of those main streets, Ellesmere, Bayview, Bathurst, every one of those main streets is now okie dokie to assemble a few houses backing onto or siding onto or right on the main street, and you can put up a 6-story multi-unit apartment building or townhouses or whatever it is. So this is coming. That on the main streets first, they've been trying to get main streets going for the longest time. and then it'll back and the whole subdivision get changed over. Intensification is the byword. Think of every mall that you know. Think of our Fairview Mall where our office used to be. That all south of there used to be 4-story apartments. Now they're 25-story, 40-story apartments. Intensification is coming. Toronto's changing. Toronto's changing. You can't see it if you look every day, but if you look 15 years into the future, you'll be wrong half the time, but you'll see where it's going. And that's why we buy in the path of change when we're buying something. Maybe you don't want to be on the main street, but if you can go into the school by being on the main street, and it's more affordable to live on the main street. Okay, it's a bother going in and out, driving and parking and everything like that. But then you can sell that property, particularly now if a change of use has made it worth like 3 times what it was. You can make a unit, every house into 2 units for sure. Now you can move into the back street on the ravines when you're 47 years old and the kids are gone and maybe you got 1 left and you're taking life easy because your job's a little better than
47. Did you say 47?
47 and a half, yeah.
There you go. Well, that's an awesome discussion, and we'd love for our real estate chat viewers. If you're a senior, why are you keeping your home? Do you like living in your detached, freehold, semi, whatever it is, bungalows, versus going to a condo? Or have you moved to a condo and you're loving that lifestyle? We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching this episode of Real Estate Chat. Take care and bye for now.
Happy Thanksgiving if you're going to the United States. Don't go on the bridge in Niagara.